Hello everyone, my name is Min and I'm your dead DM, and today we're going to be talking about Vtuber drama, like Vtuber community drama. I don't know if I qualify as a Vtuber. I am using a model rigged in Live 2D, but I don't know if I actually qualify as a Vtuber. Someone might need to tell me. I'll know I am one when someone tells me I am one. We're going to be looking at, on my Twitter feed last night when I could not sleep, I saw a little screenshot of a problematic tweet come across my For You page on Twitter, and I clicked on it and was like, interesting. Thank you, Twitter algorithm, for giving this to me. But you know, when you click on something on Twitter's algorithm, they go, hey, we know that's a screenshot of a post. Would you like to see the original post and like 1,000 quote retweets on this original post? So today what we're going to be looking at is a problematic VTuber asset that has surfaced in the past day. It's not actually an asset, but I do, before we just jump right on into this, because I have a tendency to ramble, a disclaimer and warning: if you are a person of color and you don't want to see the shenanigans, you might not want to watch this video. This video is about basically racist shenanigans, and if you just might not want to sit through it. So if you are in a good headspace though, I think it's an interesting discussion. So we're gonna jump over. So, free VTuber asset. Not enough melanin? Not anymore. With this asset, you are now free to drop N-bombs without fear of being cancelled. This asset comes in multiple shades of not black. Royalty and guilt-free asset. Results may vary. VTuber support. This is Satire, and it is standard VTuber hands, the way a lot of VTuber rigs hands look, holding an inward pass. One of the things I find very interesting, because I'm kind of approaching this as an outsider, kind of just watching everyone's reaction, is when you scroll down 18 hours ago from the time of recording this, the creator, Mr. Boatwater, I know that doesn't say Mr. Boatwater, but I'm not sure why everyone assumes I'm white, LOL. And under that, an individual has responded, I know you ain't white, but doing something controversial to gain more attention has its downsides, believe it or not. Plus, brain rot humor, not gonna lie. And the individual responded with, I'm poking fun at people who think they need this. And if they do, then the trash takes itself out. Something I think, based on just kind of looking at this as an outsider, is a lot of people are taking issue with that this is being pushed as a satire joke. And I personally, though I am not the authority that anyone should be listening to this on, obviously I have no melanin, but I think this individual's original intention was to make fun of racist VTubers. I think the intention was to poke fun at the kind of people who would see an asset like this and think, I've glitched the Matrix, or some shit like that. I do think that's the original idea. If we look at the individual's account, they don't even have 6,000 followers, but this tweet received over 600,000 views. I do think Twitter pushed this past this individual's normal reach, and that's something I tend to find is when someone tries to make a joke for the community they've built. In this case, allegedly in this case, poking fun at racist VTubers by putting up something that could hurt people that don't have that context. It does so much more damage when it moves past the community that it's in. So I want to give that kind of benefit of the doubt up front, because there is more to get into. The first tweet I saw about this was from Kai Lazuli. I follow this gym-tuber because his model is cool. That's the main reason I follow him, because the model is cool, and I like following following artists of color because they make cool stuff, and his model's cool. So this was the tweet I saw. As you can see, we scroll down and it is the tweet with the show more, because when people pay for, this is something that gets under my skin a lot. When people are verified and pay for Twitter Premium and have these longer posts that have a show more, the context that is missing for people seeing this screenshot is that this individual has tried to label this satire. Now, satire is not a great defense once it has moved past a community that understand, like, that actually can enjoy the joke, into a community that is hurt by the people who are the butt of this joke. I think that's one of the things as well, is this joke is making fun of racist people, but most racist people are too dumb to understand that you're making fun of them. That's the crux of it, right? Racist people are too dumb to see this and know you're making fun of them. Therefore, kind of that humor of making fun of racist is like bypassing them and hitting the people that racists don't like. And that's why I think this has rubbed so many people the wrong way, is because it's hard to make racist the butt of the joke because they are too stupid to understand. Sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent about all of this, but so it's that, but it is also Kevin X Live 2D with a galaxy brain gif. And we'll get to that. I was out literally all yesterday and I come back to see this shit. I'd normally just ignore people like this and talk my shit privately, but seeing the amount of people that don't seem to understand why this is a bad thing, I need you all to take a fucking seat. Racism is bad. The N-word, using the N-word, is bad. Stop trying to use it and or make jokes about it. The reason we even use it nowadays is because it is a reclaimed word meant to be used by the BIPOC community, because it was used in a derogatory fashion. This means that if you are not black, do not say it. You all want to sit pretty behind your desk and say this shit when you know you'd get your ass beat IRL for the audacity y'all have. This isn't just some funny joke. This is you attempting to be funny by poking fun at a long history of oppression and saying it's satire, which, by the way, it isn't. Also, of course, the Mr. Problematic Asset Kevin shows up himself. Both of the idiots in this picture fully realize that their assets are going to cause problems. Yes, even if the first one isn't an asset yet, because someone will make it now. So kindly, if you are not BIPOC, don't give this post a goddamn pass. Cause if this is your humor, y'all need a reality check. And at the bottom, this is the definition of satire. The use of humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and critique people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics on topical issues. Sorry, I just have to stare at the ceiling for a second. So that's something, is that the intention of it based on the definition, knowing the context that this individual, and I don't know this individual's history of art. I kind of looked through their stuff and I don't think they actually have the best of intentions, but that is not really relevant to just the tweet itself. I do think, based on them I do think if we assume the original intent of the joke was to make fun of racist people who would want to use an asset like this, and if people want to use an asset like this, they're telling on themselves, then yes, it would be satire under the definition of satire, because the intention was to criticize the stupidity of racist people. But again, even in the context of satire, a lot of racist people are too stupid to understand they're being made fun of, and a joke like this enables that stupidity. So I do think the intention was actual satire, but there can be a lot of harm that comes from this. The people in the comments under that post are just as bad, saying, "Oh, finally, I can say it. They can't get mad. I have a pass now." Like, bitch. In racist-ass situations like this, Thanos was right snapping half of the population. If only I can get rid of certain people. None of this should even have to be said, but I guess I'm wrong. That's also one of my things, is I know I'm not the target demographic for wanting to buy something like this, But y'all, as a white person to white people, hopefully no one that watches me is racist. And thank you if you are a person of color watching this. I appreciate you wasting your time on this video. It is a billion times easier to not say something than to say it. And goodness gracious, let me cut back over to the office. I apologize if you're watching this video and haven't seen my VTuber before. I know it looks like I'm smiling because my rig's default is a smile. That's it. So if you're watching this and you're like, this person's making fun of me, it's because I'm not. I'm also stupid. It's so early in the morning. My rig just isn't made to frown yet. So there we go. That's the most of a frown I can get. So if you're watching this and you're like, I'm also making light of it, a little hopefully at the creator of the image's expense and the people who want to use an asset like this's expense. So cutting back, then something I found really interesting is also, of course, Mr. Problematic Asset Kevin shows up himself. So I am minimally familiar with Kevin X Live 2D's work, but when I saw this, I didn't understand. And I still don't fully understand, but I'm going to show you kind of what I am seeing from a quick little glance around. Kevin X Live 2D, who is the individual who put the Galaxy Brain GIF under here. And I don't know what this individual, again, I don't know either of these two individuals' actual intentions. I personally don't believe they have genuine best of intentions, but I don't want to assume that as a fact. That is just what I think. We're gonna jump over, because I've been looking at Kevin's stuff. I do bouncy rigs. I am actually familiar. I've seen some of the rigs this individual has made. The rigs they have made are actually incredibly impressive. Let's look at some of the assets and I want to say here up front, this individual is a incredible rigger. The way they rig characters in Live 2D is absolutely incredible. And I'm not just saying that because I'm not at that level. I'm saying that because it is fantastic. He obviously puts a lot of effort into his work, and that's really admirable. So we're gonna look at, before we get into the assets that can be considered problematic, let's look at some of the actual rigs. And I know you can already see the assets, but let's look at one of the rigs. You know, this is a very impressive rig, but I am realizing that immediately upon showing this rig, we are seeing kind of the emergence of problematic assets. And that's kind of what we're going to get into, that at least in the tiny bit of research I've done for this live react, the kind of definition for this of problematic is lewd, not stuff that is borderline not safe for work, and I think would be pretty close to fetish content. Does this have sounds? It does. Hold on. No, we're not gonna listen to that. So yeah, so that's one of the assets. I didn't really give a warning that this would dive into possibly inappropriate outside of conversations about race. But then there's this one that is measuring how deep a dick goes inside someone's body. Alright, that's enough of that. And again, the artistry for this, the amount of effort, the technique in rigging, all of that is fantastic. There is no doubt that the skill level for this individual, like this one specifically, look at how cool that is. That is super cool. Particle acceleration effect in Live 2D. And just the amount of effort in that. There are a lot of parameters going for that. Yeah. They have some... I know I'm covering most of the screen. Yeah. I remember when I watched that earlier, getting ready for this video, thinking to myself, it's really cool how you emulated anime for this. And then I was like, oh, it's a feet thing. This is the last asset I'll show. There is a very wide audience for VTube stuff. Some of it does dip into lewd content. Like, this asset is a controller. And I like that they blurred it for this part. So, sorry, I was reading on the side, new sus VTuber asset release. The perfect controller, perfect grip, mouse and keyboard compatibility. So I think this is actually controlled by what you're doing with your controller and or mouse or keyboard. And this is fine for people who want to make content with something like this. But I do understand the concern of people who see that level of strange, borderline problematic, borderline porno. So I understand the level of concern. Let's get into, I think it'd be fun to view some of the quote retweets before we're done for the day. Remember when the community made it known that a Twitch partner saying, of course he's a white man, was discrimination and not acceptable? A lot of the community, I don't care if it's satire, it's not suddenly funny when it's towards POC creators. Clearly, the comments express hurt. I'm looking at the quote retweets from this guy's post, not this original post. Oh, please, okay. I was so worried that was gonna retweet it. Oh, I forgot. There was this one. Free BIPOC VTuber asset. With this asset, you can tell this guy to shut up. This asset comes in 3 beautiful dark shades, royalty, and guilt-free asset. This is not satire. I forgot I saw this. Oh, I'm so glad. The anti-blackness is genuinely so rampant in the VTuber community. I feel so horrible for black creators who have to deal with shit like this. N-word past jokes in the big year of 2024. Sarcastic or not, this ain't funny, so I offer a suggestion for next time. I'm racist. We'll jump back over to a few more quote retweets from Kai Lazuli's post about it. All the people saying this is satire and taking the joke seriously probably aren't even black. In what world is this funny? Help me find the funny. Yeah, I can see that, because again, I think the original idea, or at least the idea that is trying to be given by calling it satire, is the idea is supposed to make fun of people who are racist. But again, and I think I've said this twice before and haven't cut it out in editing, the joke does not hit racist people, because the joke doesn't hit racist people, one, because racist people are too stupid, but now that I'm thinking about it, racist people often don't suffer from being racist. Like, they don't experience many consequences for doing such. Like, occasionally a racist person will get canceled for saying the N-word. Occasionally. Are there people who still support them after they do that? Yeah, sometimes. They don't face that many repercussions for being racist, especially because of how online anonymity works. Are you gonna go to their house and punch them in the face? No. But does it cause black people harm to experience racism? No shit. No shit, if someone's being racist, there's going to be harm to a group like that, and because there is no harm in, God, I want to throw up just saying it, because there is very little harm to a racist by being racist, the satire, it doesn't land. Well, obviously it doesn't land. Look at how many people are upset. Very weird way of spelling kick me as hard as you can on the groin asset. My final take is it's so much easier to not say things than to say them. I'd like to give the benefit of the doubt to the creator of the original image that perhaps their intention was again to make fun of racist people, but I don't know that. I don't know that for sure. And obviously it gave a lot of people more upset than haha funny joke. Let me know what you think. I've rambled too long. I always do this. I ramble just too long. So thank you for watching. If you have video ideas for me or things you would like me to cover, I have a Google form down in the description. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.